Hi everyone. This is the rose which I just showed you in the introduction, and this is made with 4-ply cotton plus polyester mix yarn, and these two different green colors. As you can see, this is a little bit of olive green color and this is more like a forest green color. So I'm using this particular yarn. This is actually the same like this one, but it's a little bit in a darker shade. So this is the same 4-ply also, and for the 4-ply it actually gives you very nice finish when you make any of the flower. You can always use a little thinner yarn also, and this yarn is also locally sourced, so you can always find, and you can also DM us to know the details about the vendors and where I get my yarns and the materials. So without wasting much time, let's start this, and I'll be using 3.5 crochet needle for this one, and let's start the tutorial. For the rose tutorial, we start with a basic slip knot. This particular rose is actually based on the foundation chain, so we'll have to start making the foundation chain after you prepare the slip knot. Now take position and start the chains. You guys have to make 66 chains. So slowly and steady, you have to go smooth, because every chain should look like same, should not be like one chain is bigger and the other chain is smaller. As I keep saying in my tutorials, that go slowly, don't go fast. Every stitch is gonna give you a good result if you just simply follow the same pattern. So you have to continue to make the chains, and I'll see you at the end of the 66th chain. So I have finished making 66 chains, and let us begin the first round. So the pattern goes actually over these foundation chain. So make sure that, like I said, your foundation chain should be equal. Your foundation chain should be it should look like same to each other. So it's like, we'll start with the very first stitch. Now round 1, we will start with skipping 5 stitches from the needle side. So the needle is already having the 66th one, so we are skipping 66, 65, 64, 63, 62. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are skipping 5 stitches from the top, and let's begin making the double crochet into the next stitch, into the 61. So for double crochet, wrap around, go in between the V's, wrap around again, come out from the same V. Again you have 3 threads on your needle. Now let's wrap around one more time, come out from first 2. Now you have 2 threads on your needle. Again wrap around and come out from the last 2. This is how you have made 1 DC. Now by making this, you will notice that there is a big loop, it has formed here at the very first space. So that's okay. We are going to use this loop in our next round. Now after this, we'll be skipping the next 2 stitches. Okay, this is the first part of 1 DC, and this is how you will notice that the same place where you have made your double crochet, the space will likely to be a little bigger, because since you have made the double crochet here, let me show you. So you have made here a double crochet, and that's how the space has become a little bigger. So you have to see, you have to keep a look of where you are going. So you just have to see that your last stitch has recently gone from this big space, and your next available V is this one. So that's how you will take a count. That's how you will notice that where you are going. So now we'll be skipping the next 2. We'll skip this one and we'll skip the next one. We are skipping the next 2, and in the third one again you will be doing a double crochet. So again you wrap around, go between the V's, wrap around, come out, again wrap around, come out from first 2, again wrap around, come out from the next 2. So this is your double crochet into the third one by skipping the 2 stitches. Okay, this is very important to skip the 2 stitches because we are making a pattern here which I will show you. Now from here make 2 chains. It's like 2 standing chains you are making right above the double crochet. 2 standing chain you make. After this, make a double crochet into the same space you have made your double crochet just now. So this is my space. I'll show you one more time. This is the double crochet you have made. This is your space. Okay, here you have made a double crochet, and over the double crochet you have made 2 chains. Now I want you to make one more double crochet into the very same space. Okay, so let's do it. Wrap around into the same big hole. Okay, wrap around again, come out, 3, wrap around, first 2, wrap around, next 2. So that's how you have made 2 double crochet, but in between you have made a gap of 2 chains. So this is how you will notice a kind of a smaller triangle is forming up. I'll do it one more time and then you will notice the pattern. Now always remember, whenever you are creating a pattern, we are going from right to left side. So make sure your pattern is like this and you are holding the pattern correctly like this one, because we are going from right to left. So you need to hold the pattern like you are going ahead towards the left side. You cannot hold your pattern like this, or you cannot just simply turn your chain like this. So it's very important to take care of the tiny bits, because again, towards the end of the flower you might see there is a difference and it does not look like the way you expected. So that is the reason the holding of any pattern is very important. Now let's move on and let's again skip the next 2 stitches. Like I said, you have to notice the bigger gap is coming. Every time you are making 2 DC, like 1 DC, 2 chain, 1 DC, so you will see a bigger hole is forming up. That's okay. That is your clue to not to use this part again, because our triangle is already done. Now let's skip the next 2. So I am skipping this V and I am skipping this V. So 2 stitches you have to skip, and let's do in the 3rd stitch a double crochet. Wrap around, go between, wrap around, come out, 3 stitches on your needle, wrap around again, come out from first 2, wrap around, come out from next 2. 1 DC is done, again 2 standing chain and 1 more DC in the same place. Remember, you have to do it twice. Okay, so in the same place you will be doing 1 more DC. This is how your pattern will take a shape. Now I'll show you the triangle, the way it is forming up. So you need to be very observant when you are making a pattern, because this is very important to notice what exactly you are doing. Because the next time you will be making, you will notice the difference between your progress, your growth, and your the way you are improving. So if you see the pattern, the triangle shape is forming up. It's a reverse triangle. Okay, so 2 triangles I have made. Because I have skipped 2 chains here, I have skipped 2 chains here. That's how my triangle is a little bit far, and between the 2 reverse triangle there is 1 more triangle is forming. It's not a triangle basically, but it's a big hole, because this triangle is very important, because we are using this triangle in our next round. So that's why it's important to see this triangle is coming up. So now I have made 2 triangles, and this is how we'll progress. We'll continue to make the same pattern towards the end of our slip knot. So this is the triangle I have made. Now again you will be skipping from this we have made. This is the bigger hole. Okay, this is where I have done my 2 DC. Now let's skip this one and this one. Like the next 2 stitches you have to skip, and we'll make our next part in the 3rd stitch. Okay. So let's start the 3rd triangle, wrap around, skipping the next 2 and going in the 3rd one. So here I'll be inserting the needle and make a double crochet here. After double crochet, same drill, 2 standing chain and 1 more double crochet into the same space. You will see the space has become a little big. So in the same space you will be doing 1 more double crochet, and that's how you will find one more triangle is ready. If you feel, if you see that your triangle is not taking the exact triangle kind of shape, just stretch your pattern a little bit, adjust your stitches, because sometimes it happens that your chains are loose, so you might see the gaps are a little bigger than what you thought. So that's okay. You just use your fingers and adjust your patterns, fix your patterns, use it, stretch it out, and then you will see the triangles are coming. So I can see the triangles are coming. Okay, this is how your triangles will come. So the same triangles will start to come and you will see the pattern like a full triangle steps. So let's continue this pattern and I'll see you at the end of this round. So I have finished making the last triangle, and like I explained before, you will see the triangles are forming like this throughout the tail, and it's very important that you keep a count and keep looking the triangles you have made it so far. So now let's go to the round 2, and before you go to the round 2, you have to first make chain 2 and then you have to turn the work. Now when I say turn the work means you cannot turn it like upside down. Okay, the down part should remain down and the top part should remain on top. So when I'm talking about turning, simply you just have to flip it on the other side. So you see my tail part is still on the bottom side. So I have just simply twist it and I simply just turn the pattern. So now I'll be making the pattern from the back side. But then you have all the V's visible on top. So we'll be making all the stitches over here. Okay. Now in the round 2, the sequence starts with first single crochet into the very first triangle or the last triangle you have made in the last round. So this is my last triangle and I'll be making a single crochet, directly go in, come out, wrap around and come out from both. After this, from here make chain 2 again, continuation, and then make 2 double crochet into the same triangle. Turn, come out, first 2, last 2. One more double crochet. Right? Now if you see, there is a gap between these 2 DC and the single crochet I have made. Now this is very important because the same kind of gap will be coming soon when you start working towards the pattern. So now let's start, and this time in round 2, remember I told you in the last round that we'll be working in the triangles which we formed. So this is my triangle. Okay, now every triangle is coming alternate because there is a tiny bit of small triangle coming between the 2 triangles, but we have to work only on the top triangle like which we made last time, like 1 DC, 2 chain and 1 DC. So this is my triangle. So you have to always see the point that your triangle is always having this top head. In the same triangle you have to work. Okay, you cannot start some triangle there is no base. Okay, the base is down, so you have to pick a triangle which is reversed in a reverse order like it. So let's go in the triangle. It's the reverse triangle. This is my reverse triangle. So first here we'll be doing a double crochet, then one more double crochet, two double crochets are done. Now after here make 2 chains and then 2 more double crochet into the same space, into the very same space where you have made your double crochets. 1 double crochet done, 1 more double crochet, so you see what I did in the triangle. I am making 2 DC, then a gap of 2 chain and then again 2 DC. So this is coming up like a big reverse triangle, but this time you see the gap is coming. Now this is the gap, this is the peak kind of structure, and this is very important to come because what we are building up here will be used in the next round. Final round will be using the same peak, the same gap. So when you are making 2 DC and you are doing the 2 chain, automatically the gap will come. So let's repeat the process. Now let's find out where is my next triangle. So like I said, this is the triangle and the triangle will come alternate. So here I have made my pattern, but immediately next this is the normal regular triangle. So I'll be not going in this triangle. I'll be using the next to it because my next triangle is having a head and this is the reverse triangle. So I'll be using the alternate triangle. I have made it here. Now I will go in here. We'll be not using the center one. Okay, so in here let's start again with the double crochet. One more double crochet. Keep pushing it together because sometimes it happens that the gaps between the knots and the threads are it becomes very big and you don't realize that the two stitches which is supposed to be it's supposed to be together, they are actually apart. So just use your fingers to keep it together. Okay, this is the set. So 2 DCs are done. Again we'll be doing 2 chain and then 2 more DC into the very same space. Don't try to keep your hand very tight because your needle should come out very smoothly when you are wrapping it up 2 times. And you are your better judge when you are making the pattern because you only know that whether your knots have become very tight or very loose. So now my second pattern is ready. This is my second pattern and this is the same peak. The last time I got this peak was here. So this is how your pattern will grow like this. Let's do it one more time. My next triangle is this one. After this one, the alternate. We are not using the bottom part. We are using the reverse triangle. So one more DC in here. Two DCs. After 2 DCs, again 2 chain. And then 2 more DCs. That's it. This is the peak I am talking about. Okay. Now your pattern will start to show the peak. It's kind of a mountain kind of a structure. See the bumpy area coming in here. It's like the bumpy area is giving you actually a tip of how your pattern should look like. Since we are making the rose pattern and rose has like the petals which has the the unequal kind of design. So that's how the second round is. So you have to continue to make this 2 DC, 2 chain, 2 DC in every alternate angle, triangle, and then you have to complete this till you reach towards the end of it. And towards the end of it, you will have this last triangle. After this triangle, you will see the first loop, the very first loop. So don't skip this. You have to make your pattern in here as well. Okay, complete the very last hole and finish the pattern, and I'll see you in the next round. So I finished making the second round also, 2 DC, 2 chain and 2 DC. So this is how my pattern looks like. You will see the bumpy area, you will see the peak has formed up like this one. This is very important, like I said, because we are going to do the next pattern into this same peak, into this gap. Okay, so after this let's make one turning chain. And like in the previous round, we will turn our work like this. So while turning, you have to be very careful that the top part should be at the top always and the bottom part should be at the bottom always. So the foundation chain you can see should lie at the bottom only. Now like I said, we'll be using the peak to do the next round. This is the last round and the last round has 7 DC into the same peak, into this very peak which we have made in the last round. So let's start 7 DC. As soon as you will continue to do 7 DC, you will make 7 DC in the same space. You will see the pattern is actually taking a very beautiful arch kind of structure. I'll show you. Because the first DC will be a little shorter, then the next one will be a little bigger, and as long as you'll keep making DC in the same space, you will see the shape is actually forming like an arch. So I have made 4. This is my 5th, then 6th, and then last one 7th. Now this is the arch shape I was talking about. Okay. Now once the 7 DC are done, then you have to lock this round by doing a slip stitch into the next space. Now this is the next space. Like I said, the peak is forming alternatively, and between 2 peaks you will see a center gap, a center space. Into the very center space you have to do a slip stitch. So let's just simply go in, come out and come out again. So this arch shape you will be getting as long as you will continuing the same pattern. Okay, so this is the arch shape. Now let's go to the next peak. After this gap, my next peak is next to that same space. So this is my next peak. Here also we'll start by 1 DC, and you see this is a little bit smaller. Now let's make 6 more because we are making 7 DC in the next peak. 2 done. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whenever you will do this pattern, you will see the difference of the arch. It automatically will form like this, because since the pattern is going down, it is forming an arch shape structure, and like an arch shape, the center part will always be the longer part. The side part will be, it will look like a shorter part, because we are immediately closing this particular arch by doing a slip stitch into the next space. Okay, so that's why the arch shape is coming, and it is very important to see the arch shape, because this is the beauty of your rose flower. When you start rolling around the stick, then you will see the importance of these arch shape will come like a beautiful petals. So this is the second arch is also done, and this is my next space. This is my next arch. Here I have made it. It is coming alternatively. So this is the next space. You will be doing a slip stitch into here. So just go in, come out and come out again. Make sure when you do the slip stitch, it should be tight. It should be really, really tight and close, so that the shape will be like a perfect arch. So this is how your arch will start to form up. Okay, so you have to do this continuously till the whole row, and you will see the beautiful arch shape all around the pattern. So continue this, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So I've completed this particular pattern in a different color, a little bit lighter shade than the previous one, and this is how it looks like when you finish the arch shape. This is the arch shape is coming like this one, and it will be throughout the whole pattern. So we have started from this round, you continue, and then at the end of it you'll just have to simply make a slip stitch at the end of it, and then you cut off the yarn. So this is how it looks like. Now this particular whole, the rose pattern is complete. I'll show you how to wrap this up around the stick. So before attaching the rose flower into the stick, let's create a beautiful sepal. The sepal goes right below the rose flower. Then you have the flower attached, and this is how it will look like. You can use any color you have, and this would be like a little smaller also, this could be a little bigger also. It depends how thick your yarn is. Okay, so for the sepal portion I am using 4-ply cotton plus polyester thread, and to begin with this portion, let's do a magic circle. After creating a magic circle, then I want you to make 3 chains here. and then make 17 double crochet into the magic circle. Wrap it up, go in, come out. This is the first DC. Likewise, you have to make 17 double crochet. And why we are making 17? We should always make in a even number. So 18th is the one. So the first chain we have made, this will act as a double crochet. Some people, they avoid making this one and they directly start with 18, but you can always pick this side also. So I am making 17 double crochet into the magic circle. You have to continue to make this. So keep a count and complete the circle by 17 double crochet. After completing 17 double crochet, just pull the yarn and finish and complete the circle. Close the circle. There will be a little bit of bigger hole comparatively other magic circle, because since we have made all the double crochet inside the circle, and this will go into the rose backside portion through the stick. So that's why the circle will be a little bigger than the other projects. So this is how your circle looks like, and let's just close this one. So you made 3 chains at the beginning of it. So just find the third stitch of this chain and do a slip stitch and close this round. After closing this round, we'll begin the round 2. For round 2, you will be making here chain 7. Now we are making petals of the sepal. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After making 6, we'll be doing a reverse pattern. So in the 6th one, make a slip stitch first. Then in the next space, make 1 half double crochet in the next space. Half double crochet, which means wrap it up first, go in, come out. You have 3 threads on your needle, come out from all. After HDC, make 4 DC in the remaining 4 spaces. So in the next space, 1 DC. In the next space, 1 DC again. In the next space, 1 more DC. And in the last space, 1 last DC. So we are making 4 DC in the 4 spaces. That's how your pattern will look like a inverted hat. Okay. Now after making 4 DCs, we have to join this pattern like this. So to join this one, you have to skip the 2 chains, 2 spaces after the space you have started making the 7 chain. Let me show you this. So this is the space you have started making your pattern, like you made the 7 chain and then while coming out you made all the patterns. So we have begun, from this space. You have to skip the next one and then next one, and we'll join in the 3rd one. Okay, so if you are including the count of the first one where you began your pattern, that is the 1st, 2, 3 and 4th. So into the 4th stitch you have to attach your pattern. If you are not counting this portion, you can see that you are skipping 2 and making in 3rd. But if you are counting the same stitch also, you are skipping 1, 2, 3 and then in 4th. So that way, whatever suits you, you feel like you are not counting this portion and just the later part, you can just skip the next 2 and do a slip stitch into the 3rd space. And that's how your pattern joined. So this is the first petal of the sepal. Likewise, you will be making 6 petals and then it will be around the circle. Let's continue this same procedure. 7 chain from the same spot. And then we'll be coming out reverse. First we'll do a slip stitch into the 6th one. Then one HDC, half double crochet into the next one. And then double crochet into the next 4 stitches. And that's how, after you attach the pattern, that's how it looks like. So the same way you have to continue making all the petals of this sepal, and you will see the pattern is coming like a star shaped structure. So this should be, and I have made this already, and let me show you. This is how it will look like. I have used a little darker green color. You can use any of the green shade you have, and you can see the difference that the back portion is this way and the front portion is this way. So this is how the 6 petals of the sepal looks like when you make the complete pattern. Now once the rose is ready, the sepal is ready, let's start wrapping it up around the stick. So you have to grab a stick, and we'll be using, I'll just give you a demonstration of how to do that. And then you can use any of the glue you have, like we used in our previous tutorials. You can use any of the glue. A proper glue gun will be the best one, but if you don't have that, you could always use any of the Fevibond and any of the glue which actually works on the fabric, because we are using the fabric and threads are fabric only, so it should properly attach to the stick. So we'll start wrapping up from the right side of the pattern, and your tail part should be on the left side. If you're wrapping up this way, you will see the formation of the curve is coming like this. Okay, the formation of the curve, it's coming like this. If you see from the back side, it will look like a little bumpy one, and if you fold it from this side, the pattern of the rose will actually will be a little bit different. So I'll show you both ways. If you do this, if you wrap from the back side portion, then you will have a rose which has a little blooming kind of structure. You know, the rose will actually bloom in such a way that you will see the petals are coming out. So as long as you take any of the portion, any of the side of the wrapping, that both sides are okay. You will see the difference between wrapping from the right side or the left side. And when I say right and left, means the front part and the back part. Okay, so I am using the back part. This is the back portion of the rose, because it has a bumpy structure, that's why it is the back portion. So just simply put a glue over here in the second round and in the base, and simply put your stick like this one, and just simply start covering up. Keep applying the glue over the second round of the bump and in the baseline, and keep rotating. Now make sure when you do that, don't keep it like, you know, it should not go after this. It should be overlapped to each other. Okay, that's very important. And the top level also, it should be flat. Just keep wrapping like this. It should be at a very same level. See, it is not going down. It is overlapping to one another. Keep applying the glue and keep just rolling it out. So when I did that, my rose, the petals are coming out because I have folded from the back side, and that's how the petals are coming out. If you fold it otherwise on the from the different side, from the front side, then the rose will come like a little bit of a closed bud. Okay, you will see the difference. Now once this rose is completed, this is how your rose from the back side. And then you attach your sepal. Now you have to attach sepal from the back side. This is the back portion of the sepal, and you simply have to apply glue over the circle of the sepal and just simply insert it from the back side and stick it over the back side of the flower. When you do that, try to hide the last overlap structure of the rose with one of the petal of the sepal, and simply apply a glue, and this will stick at the back of your flower. And don't apply glue at the tip of the sepal, because naturally the sepal actually comes out of the flower. So that's how the rose flower will look like. So that's it. That's your rose flower. And I hope you like the video. If you want to join a complete tutorial on making of the flowers, you can always join our batch, and you can DM us to know more about the batches. Thank you for joining, and please hit the bell icon to see more updates, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.